Did you wake up this morning and find half the internet was broken? You're not alone. In the early hours, a massive outage hit Cloudflare, a company that's essentially one of the pillars of the modern internet. And when it wobbled, it took down a huge chunk of the web with it. We're talking major platforms like X, formerly known as Twitter, the AI powerhouse ChatGPT, the popular chat app Discord, and even the news aggregator Feedly. For about an hour, users were met with error messages, slow loading times, and a whole lot of frustration. So, what exactly happened? Cloudflare is what we call a content delivery network, or CDN. Think of it as a global network of servers that caches content like images, videos, and website code, and delivers it to you from a server that's physically close by. This makes websites load much faster and helps protect them from attacks. When you visit a website that uses Cloudflare, you're not always connecting directly to that website server. Instead, you're often connecting to a Cloudflare server first. Millions of websites, from small blogs to giant corporations, rely on this service. It's like the internet's invisible traffic cop and security guard all rolled into one. When that system goes down, it creates a massive traffic jam, and that's exactly what we saw. The outage started around 6:30 a.m. Universal Time. Cloudflare's own status page, ironically, was one of the first to show issues. They quickly identified a problem with their control plane, which is the brains of their operation that manages how data is routed across their global network. They announced they were investigating a widespread issue and that a fix is being implemented. During this time, social media, or what was left of it, was flooded with people asking, "Is the internet down?" It's a testament to how dependent we've become on these services. For many, it felt like the digital world had ground to a halt. Let's break down the impact on some of the big names. X users found they couldn't load timelines, post, or even log in. Given X's role as a real-time news and communication platform, this was a significant disruption. Imagine a major global event happening and one of the primary channels for information suddenly going silent. Meanwhile, over at OpenAI, users trying to access ChatGPT were greeted with error messages. Students, writers, and programmers who rely on the AI for daily tasks suddenly had their workflow completely interrupted. This highlights a growing dependency on AI tools that are, in turn, dependent on other internet infrastructure. Discord, the go-to communication platform for gamers and online communities, also went dark. Servers were unavailable and users couldn't send messages. For communities that live and breathe on Discord, it was like their virtual town square had suddenly been evacuated. Other affected services included the online learning platform Udemy, the creator funding site Patreon, and the game store Epic Games. It was a domino effect. One key piece of internet infrastructure failed, and it sent ripples across countless industries and user bases. It wasn't just about not being able to check your social media. For some businesses and creators, this outage meant lost revenue and a direct hit to their operations. Cloudflare eventually resolved the issue after about an hour and a half. By 8 a.m. Universal Time, they announced that the fix had been applied and they were monitoring the results. Services slowly started coming back online. X, ChatGPT, and Discord all began to function normally again. Cloudflare later explained that the incident was related to a bug in a software deployment. This wasn't a malicious attack or a physical failure of their servers, but a software error that cascaded through their system. This is a crucial point. It shows how even the most robust and sophisticated systems can be brought down by a single line of faulty code. The complexity of the modern internet means that a small mistake can have a massive, widespread impact. This isn't the first time Cloudflare has had a major outage, and it probably won't be the last. Back in 2022, a similar incident took down a large portion of the internet. These events serve as a stark reminder of the centralization of the Internet. While the Internet was designed to be a decentralized network, over the years, a handful of large companies like Cloudflare, Amazon Web Services, and Google Cloud have become critical choke points. When one of them has a problem, it affects everyone. It raises important questions about the resilience of our digital infrastructure. Are we putting too many of our digital eggs in one basket? For the average user, this outage was a minor inconvenience, a moment to touch grass, as they say. But for businesses, it was a wake-up call. It underscores the importance of redundancy and having a backup plan. Some larger companies might use multiple CDN providers to avoid this exact scenario, but that's a costly solution that isn't feasible for most. This incident will likely lead to some serious conversations in boardrooms around the world about mitigating these kinds of risks. It also highlights our collective relationship with the Internet. We often take it for granted that these services will always be available 24/7. An event like this pulls back the curtain and shows us the complex and sometimes fragile machinery that makes it all work. It's a network of companies, servers, and code all working in concert. And sometimes one of those instruments hits a wrong note. So, what can we learn from this? First, the Internet is more interconnected and centralized than we might think. Second, software bugs can be just as disruptive as physical attacks. And third, maybe it's not a bad idea to have an offline backup of our most important work. As services were restored, the Internet breathed a collective sigh of relief. Memes were made, jokes were told, and life returned to its normal, digitally connected state. But for a brief period, we got a glimpse of what the world looks like when a key part of the Internet goes offline. It's a reminder to appreciate the incredible engineering that keeps our digital world running and to be prepared for the moments when it doesn't. What did you do during the great Internet outage of today? Were you affected? Let me know down in the comments. It's always fascinating to see how these events impact people differently around the world. And if you want to stay updated on the latest tech news and understand the stories behind the headlines, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.